between Nepal and Bhutan. If you're just joining us, the toss report from the middle is that Nepal have won the toss and they will be having a bat first. The two openers are out in the middle as we speak. Jyoti Pandey and Bindu Rawal. And it looks like Bhutan's left arm seamer, Anju Gurung, has the ball in hand. And yes, it looks like Bindu Rawal will be taking strike for the first ball. Just a reminder of what's at stake in this tournament. The top two from this tournament will progress to the Asia Cup, where they will face Thailand, India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Pakistan. So the Asia Cup will be a 7-team event. There's a lot to play for here at the ACC Women's T20 Championship, which doubles up, of course, as a qualifier for the Asia Cup. We are around a minute away from the first ball. I'm your commentator for the day, one of two commentators for the day, Jay Dansikahani. I'm joined by Malaysian men's fast bowler, perhaps I should say all-rounder, Didi Mogan. Didi, how's it going?
Hi, good morning, Jay. I hope you have a wonderful day today. And yeah, looking forward for this tournament here. It's my first time experiencing as a commentator. So I hope I do my best. Yeah, let's see how it goes.
Mate, you picked a very good day to make your commentary debut. Like we said, the stakes are so high. You know, for the likes of Nepal, UAE, Hong Kong, or anyone else who may qualify, the opportunity to play against full member opposition, it can do so much for your growth as a cricketer. And as we say that, it looks as if the umpire has given us the all clear. We're pretty high up here in the commentary box. So we'll try and get confirmation on who exactly is the opening bowler. It does look like Anju Gurung though, that left arm angle. Fresh off a really good fair break invitational. Here we go, the left armer, Anju Gurung. Right on the money to kick things off, goes straight to cover, a dot ball. Didi, you have a lot of experience playing, you know, on Malaysian surfaces and Malaysian grounds. So what can you tell us about the UKM-YSD Oval and the conditions over here?
All right, looking at YSD ground over here, bowling first will be a very good choice. As you know, as I'm a bowler, so I will definitely go for a bowling first. And there'll be quite seaming around ball movements.
Here we go, right on the money yet again. Anju Gurung, we talked about her at the Fair Break Invitational. She got better and better as the tournament went on. And there we go. We can see those signature blue shoes. She's always got a great pair of kicks, Anju Gurung.
She loves kicks, I guess.
Absolutely.
Looking, like I said, once it gets dried up in YSD, it's definitely a batting side for them. So in the beginning, bowling first is a good choice.
Oh, a play and a miss, a big appeal. The umpire unmoved. Come to think of it, most of the fielders were unmoved too. But Anju Gurung, once again, just showing what she can do with that left arm angle. A little bit of shape away from the left-hander on this occasion. The left-hander just eyeing up that leg side field. We've got, I'm going to try and count how many fielders we have on the leg side. It looks like
3.
Yeah, it's a 6-3 offside field. Here we go, Anju Gurung. Fourth delivery of the over. You bet you. It's yet another dot ball straight to cover.
Good bowling from Anju. Looking at the field set that she has given here, she's trying to, you know, make the batsman play more towards on the offside and moving the ball away from her. I would suggest maybe she could have, you know, put up a slip on there. What do you say, Jay?
I think that's a good call. Your strike bowler, your premier fast bowler is operating with the new ball. You've got to have a slip in position. Here we go. 2 deliveries left in the first over. There we go. That's driven through the covers. First runs on the board for Nepal, a single. So really, really important there for the left-hander. Bindu Rawal off the mark, just getting bat on ball. A good feeling just to get off that duck, get that ball rolling, get your innings rolling as well. So Nepal, they're on the board. Yeah, fantastic. Here we go. Just one delivery left now in the first over. I was about to say fifth over. Oh my God, Didi, I definitely need another cup of coffee. There's no doubt.
We'll arrange that. No problem.
Here we go. Around the wicket angle. That's full. Too full. Perhaps just going down the leg side. That's a good way to end the first over. Just single off it. It's 1 for no loss after the first over, Nepal.
A good bowling start from the Bhutan.
There we go. We are ready, almost ready for the second over. We're pretty high up here in the commentary box. I have to say we're very fortunate to have some air conditioning. The players, they don't have the same luxury, very hot and humid conditions, true to form for Southeast Asia. The left-hander yet again. Bindu Rawal just taking strike here, looking at that leg side field. And it's a 5-4 offside field on this occasion. We've got a deep cover on the boundary. Here we go. Still no slip in position. That's guided away into the offside. They're looking for a quick single, but they abort those ambitions. So right on the money. Bhutan have given nothing away so far, Didi.
Looking at Bhutan's plan, yeah, I think they are trying to just go into the offside. Because looking at it, they have 2 down on the offside, especially in the deep covers and also the fine.
Here we go once again. Tries to whip that away. That's a big appeal, and it's given. First wicket for Bhutan. They get those celebrations out. So Bhutan with the early advantage here. The left-hander just trying to work that off the stumps. It was a little too straight. She played across the line. We're going to try and get a replay on that dismissal. But yeah, DD, perhaps just a little bit of dot ball pressure from that first over. The left-hander just looking to work something away, trying to manufacture something that wasn't there. What do you make of that shot?
Yeah, exactly. Looking at, like I said, she was planning for the offside, but I think bowler had another plan, going into the stumps and try to make the batsman to play, especially onto the onside. Hard luck. Ball came straight, good appeal, good line and length, I would say.
And with that wicket, we have one of Nepal's best players, arguably their single best player, Sita Rana Magar, coming out to bat. Another left-hander, so left-hander replacing left-hander. And of course, anyone who's followed Nepal cricket needs no introduction whatsoever to Sita Rana Magar. She was part of a title-winning team at the Fairbreak Invitational that also featured Malaysian captain Winnie Duray-Singham and Thailand's Trinida Sutiruang. And I have to say, Didi, it was so impressive to see a team whose bowling attack was comprised of 3 associate bowlers going on to lift the Fairbreak Invitational trophy.
Yeah, it was a good feel, especially I feel very proud of myself. Winnie had done so much of hard work to get into this level. So really appreciate it a lot, and I hope she can bring up Malaysian's team higher level.
Absolutely. Here we go. Second over. That's short. Oh, it's cut away. Oh, it's dropped. That is, oh my God, Didi, how big is that moment in the context of this game?
But that is a very crucial one. You have to get those catches. Catches win matches.
Absolutely. And it was the captain as well, Dechen Wangmo. The leg spinning all-rounder, dropping that catch at cover. You have to say, See, Didi, I'm not a fan of patronizing any of the players. That was most definitely a catchable ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Yet another delivery. Sita Ranamagar tries to guide that away.
You
Doesn't
know,
make any contact on that. Not
they say that once a batsman gives a chance, you have to grab it, unless it's a tough time for the fielding team.
absolutely. And I mean, when that batter is Sita Ranamagar, the opposition's best batter, arguably, you cannot afford to put those down. So Sita Ranamagar, living on her second life, very watchful on this occasion, not taking any risks. Rightfully so. You don't wanna lose 2 wickets inside the first 2 overs.
Especially in the power play.
Absolutely. And the old adage, of course, if you lose 3 or more wickets inside the power play, your chances of winning go down quite considerably.
Bhutan is sticking to their plan, bowling according to their plan as well. Line and land, just keep it on top of the thumb's height. Let the batsman does the mistake.
Let's guide it away. She's looking for a single. They're going to
Risky
scamper
run.
through. Another run out appeal. Oh my God, it's given. Second wicket down. Nepal have lost 2 within the space of the first 2 overs. Bhutan, they sense an opportunity here. This is not a very good start for Nepal. They coming into the tournament as one of the pre-tournament favorites, along with the UAE and Hong Kong. But this is a very, very sloppy beginning from Nepal. They've lost 2 wickets within the first 2 overs. We're just struggling to get a bit of a scorecard out to you guys watching at home, wherever you're watching from. We'll update that scoreboard as soon as possible. But DD losing 2 wickets inside the first 2 overs. What do you make of that?
All right, Jay. I would say it is a risky run. The fielder was close up to the wicket. And also I think there was a backup in quite late start for the run. So maybe calling would have been a mistake over there. But we never know what's happening inside. I hope they could, last a bit more longer after this. Build the innings.
Yes, and with the fall of that wicket, Indu Burma walks to the crease, the right-hander.
Now this makes Bhutan, give them a lot of confidence, getting 2 wickets in the power play.
But for now, it's Anju Gurung to Sita Ranamagar. One of the contests I'm looking forward to the most. Ooh, that one perhaps just staying a little bit low. Sita Ranamagar itching to feel bat on ball and get that first boundary away. Sita Ranamagar, of course, she loves going through the infield and going over the infield as well. Very aggressive batter in the power play. Sita Ranamagar, of course, the player of the tournament at the T20 World Cup Asia qualifier back in November last year.
Well bowled there. Good pace.
Yeah, absolutely, Didi. That's one thing I've noticed about Anju Gurung today.
Yeah.
Accurate as ever. But she's also bowled at a decent pace. And I have to say, it's that exposure to professional environments, namely at the Fair Break Invitational, which has done her so much good. Played for the Falcons, of course, who finished second in the tournament. Today, Yeshe Choden, Anju Gurung, Dechen Wangmo, Gawang Choden, Pema Saldon, Shering Zangmo, Tashi Cheki, Tashi Laden, Sonam from the under-19, Sange Wangmo, and Sonam Choden. We'll get to Nepal's 11 pretty soon. Yes, we're into the 4th over here. We'll get scores on the screen as soon as possible. Just having a few technical issues, but we will sort it out. That's cut away. It looks like it could be Nepal's first boundary, but no. There's cover there on the offside, so just a single. And Once again, you got to say that left hand, right hand combination, it can be a little bit frustrating for the fielding captain. Dechan Wangmo, of course, the captain of Bhutan, replacing Yeshe Choden as captain. Yeshe Choden, of course, led Bhutan at the ICC T20 World Cup Asia qualifier in November. Here we go. That's worked away. Fine leg. Will cut it off, but not before Nepal sneak through for yet another single. So it's good to see Nepal in the last couple of minutes just minimizing those dot balls, getting those singles, trying to build a bit of a partnership.
Yeah, exactly. Building more partnership. You rotate, keep on rotating the strike. Eventually, you lose up your what do you call that stressness in your dot balls. Hmm? You keep yourself running. You keep yourself calculating. Calculative cricket really works a lot.
Absolutely. It just gets the blood pumping as
Yeah.
well. It's so important. Here we go over the wicket. They're looking for another quick single. It's going to be a very tight single. Dechan Wangmo unable to effect the run out. Of course, Dechan Wangmo dropping Sita Mugger first ball just a few minutes ago. But don't let that distract you from the fact that Dechan Wangmo is actually a very accomplished fielder. That was a rare mistake from Bhutan's captain. But yes, Nepal just getting more and more singles. Indu Burma on strike now. It looks like that's down the leg side. It's signaled wide. They're going to run through for at least another run. That's all it's going to be. So 2 bonus runs for Nepal. They're definitely going to take that after the start they've had. Didi, what do you make so far of this Bhutan bowling effort and the conditions? I don't believe there's been a lot of swing that I've noticed.
Looking at the condition now here, I feel like the ball is not moving that much. So maintaining the right areas, let them play according to the field which is set. That could help a lot for Bhutan.
That's guided away, work to do for backward point, who runs around. So it's just going to be a single. And Didi, just speaking to the point you made just now, what you have to remember about this game is we don't have a 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. start. It's an 11 a.m. start for these games, whether it's the Kinrara Oval or the YSD UKM Oval here. And the sun is out in full force right now. So we're not talking about overcast conditions and that early morning movement. It's hot.
Yeah, it is hot. Malaysia is hot. Yeah, so the humidity is quite high here. So moving around, getting the ball moving around, I don't think so will be really helpful at this time. So getting into the right areas will really help a lot for the bowling team for Bhutan.
Yeah, no doubt. And perhaps that's why we haven't seen a slip in position for even Anju Gurung. I beg to differ, though. I believe you have to have a slip in position. That's turned away on the leg side. Yet another quick single. It looked like the fielder there on the circle, just on her heels a little bit. Not quite walking in with the bowler, Yeshe Choden, the former skipper of Bhutan. And that brings the over to a close. We're going to try and get you a score update as soon as possible. But for now, we're going to walk you through Nepal's 11 for the game. It's Ashmina Karmacharya, Dolly Bhatta, Indu Burma, Jyoti Pandey, Kabita Kunwar, Bindu Rawal, Kajal Shrestha, Mamta Chaudhary, Rubina Chetri, the captain, Sangeeta Rai, of course, and Sita Rana Mugger. And speaking of Sita, it's Sita out in the middle right now. She's not on strike, though. It's Indu Burma, the right-hander, who will be facing up. We may have a change in bowling. In fact, we don't. It's the left armer Anju Gurung to continue. So this is an interesting move and an aggressive move from Dechan Wangmo. Bhutan's spearhead Anju Gurung, the left armer coming from around the wicket. That's turned away on the leg side, a little too straight. So it's just been singles, dots, and a couple of wickets for Nepal so far. No boundaries as such Fifth over of the innings. We have 11 deliveries left in the power play. Didi, if you're Nepal, what is the game plan from here on out?
See, looking here as a Nepal, playing on a Nepal side, I think getting more boundaries, especially in this power play, will actually have a good start later on.
Yep, here we go. Over the wicket to the left-hander. Oh, she tries. Oh, looks like we're going to have buys. Yep, buys signaled from the umpire, so no bat on that. Just a bit of a fumble there from the wicketkeeper. It's Pema Saldon, of course, behind the sticks for Bhutan. A little bit of untidy work there, just giving away a bonus run to Nepal. In the last over, of course, we saw a wide and a scampered single. But other than these two blemishes, you have to say Bhutan have been right on point with the ball throughout the day. That's turned away yet again on the leg side. So like we talked about, DD, not a lot of movement on offer. You feel like Anju Gurung perhaps just trying to get that angle in and movement away from the right-hander. Not quite happening for her. Second delivery, second instance of a ball being turned away on the leg side during the fifth over.
Looking at her bowling style, bowling plan, I feel like she's going into an attacking mode where she wants to attack the stumps and gets the wicket. Let the batsman make the mistake. Batter make the mistakes.
Yes, Didi, it's very, very important to make that distinction, to use that gender-neutral term, batter. Here we go, Anju Gurung. Oh, that's a big appeal, and it's given! Sita Rana Mugger, the massive wicket. Look at that, Anju Gurung. She is so, so happy, and so she should be. It's an absolutely massive wicket. Nepal's premier batter, Sita Rana Mugger, and premier player as well. Sita Rana Mugger, of course, part of that first ever Nepal women's team set up in 2007 with the help of LB Chetri. I wonder if LB Chetri is tuning in today. Unfortunately, things not quite happening for Sita today. 3 down inside the power play for Nepal. Dejected Sita Rana Mugger walking back to the dugout. But Didi, you have to say perhaps that was on the cards. Not the first time that Sita Rana Mugger has been fishing outside that off stump.
Yeah, like I said, she was really on the plan that she had, which is make the batter makes the mistakes, moving the ball out. Like I said, it might not have more swing in this time of hours, especially if the sun is too bright and shiny out there. But just bowling the right areas, let the batter do the mistake, is what you eventually fished.
Absolutely. And it's been nothing fancy from Anju Gurung either. Anju Gurung throughout the Asia qualifier last year as well for the T20 World Cup. She was on point, one of the best bowlers in the tournament. In my opinion, she was the single best bowler in the tournament. I don't care what the statistics say. When Anju Gurung came on to bowl, it was almost like a different game. That's turned away on the leg side. We could see, oh no, the second run. First it was turned down, and then they decided to scamper through. So a bit of hesitation. No harm done, though, in the end. It's Kajal Shrestha, the wicketkeeper batter, off the mark, off her first delivery. That's the first time we've seen a scoring shot that hasn't been a single in this innings. So a bit of a change there for Nepal, but you have to say early pressure on Nepal. 3 wickets down in the power play. A big opportunity here for Bhutan. Anju Gurung, here she comes. That's whipped away. It might be off the pad. We're going to wait for the signal from the umpire. Suspense. Yes, he signals leg by. The umpire there just struggling to get his leg up a little bit. I don't blame him.
He needs more warm-up.
Absolutely. You got to say, though, Didi, we're so lucky to be in this air-conditioned commentary box. There's no shelter from this heat for the players or for the umpires. but they're out there, in 30 plus degree weather. But Didi, what do you make of this move to continue with Anju Gurung after getting those two early wickets and searching for that third wicket?
I would say if she's on a right or a right pathway, maybe she's feeling more confident. She could finish off 4 overs, unless if they have another plan. So maybe they could stop her and bring it up, towards the end for the death overs.
Yeah, you make a good point. In theory, it is a good move, right? Especially if you're trying to get the opposition's premier player out.
Yeah.
And it's a move that definitely worked on this occasion. Sitarana Magar sitting back in the dugout for a single figure score. That's Fuller. A bit of a inside edge on that. Goes down to mid-on for a single. Tashi Cheki doing the fielding there at mid-on. So another single for Nepal. Just trying to minimize those dot balls. No boundaries yet. And the bowling team is on top when they go through a power play without conceding a single boundary. And in Bhutan's case, they've taken 3 wickets as well. Here we go, the right armour in once again. That one, a bit of an inside edge yet again. Yeshe Choden there at fine leg, the former skipper of Bhutan. She's been replaced as skipper by Dechen Wangmo for this series. If you're just joining us, by the way, the news from the middle is that Nepal won the toss and decided to bat first. They've lost 3 wickets inside the power play. Both the openers and Sitarana Magar, they're back in the dugout. Yet another play and a miss. It looked like she played just over that. Umar, do we have graphics on the screen? I don't see any graphics or score. Here we go. The opening bowler, Sonam. She's into her third over. They're looking for a quick single. This could be an opportunity for a run out. A stronger throw on target would have had the batter in trouble. We've already seen 1 run out for Nepal. They don't want another.
Looking at it, they have to risk themselves to get more runs. The score is quite low, as I can see from the scoreboard. It's around 17 in 5 overs. So even they don't have even a boundary yet. So a lot of singles, a lot of doubles will do.
Yes, absolutely. It's 17 for 3. 2 deliveries left in the 6th over. A play and a miss yet again. Bhutan, they are certainly on top here at the UKM-YSD Oval. Apologies, the YSD UKM Oval. You got to say, 3 wickets in that power play. We keep harping on about it, but that's the big story. That's the headline. It's day 1 of the ACC Women's T20 Championship. That's a quick single to close out the power play. The batters, they get through for it. So it's 18 for 3, a productive power play for Bhutan. We're definitely in the driver's seat right now. 18 for 3, Nepal. We have 14 overs left in this innings. And here we go. We're finally going to see a change in bowling. It's number 4, Tashi Cheki, the right arm seamer.
Like I said, they have to stop the main bowler for some time and then bring him back towards the end for the attack. So it's a good move, good plan by Bhutan.
Yes, absolutely. And, given the conditions, see, the weather gods, they're playing tricks on us. I was just going to talk about the sun beating down on this surface, and the sun has disappeared. So there you go. My valuable insights will have to be replaced by some improvisation. But hey, I mean, the point still holds. Bhutan, of course, they still have overs of spin in the bank, including captain and leg spinner Dechen Wangmo. I wonder when we're going to see her. For now, here's Tashi Cheki. That's too short and too wide. So a bonus run to Nepal. They're not going to complain. And Didi, if you're in Nepal's dugout right now, what sort of total would you be targeting?
Looking for the start that Nepal had, maybe around 140, 140. That should be a decent score.
Mate, Didi, I think 140 will easily be a winning total.
Winning total, yeah.
But
especially in YSD UKM.
here we go. That's smacked away. Just a single. The sweeper cover. She cuts that off. Tashi Laden just doing the cleaning up there. But it's good to see some signs of aggression there from Kajal Shrestha. And Indu Barma, she's worked a couple of singles, maybe 3 singles onto the leg side. So Indu Barma, it looks like perhaps she's just taken on that mantle of responsibility to bat through the innings. And you have to say, Nepal in the unenvious position of having to rebuild and having to up their run rate. That's too short. We almost had a double bounce there. An inside edge into the leg side for a useful single for Nepal. Nepal in the last couple of overs, just minimizing those dot balls, getting useful singles. We haven't seen any boundaries yet, and we're into the 7th over.
Like I said, Jay, you see, according to their fielding set, they have been bowling according to the plan. The ball is really going to the fielders. You know, nothing fancy there from the bowling side. Just following the plan.
We have a play and a miss outside the off stump there as I smacked my knee on the leg of this table. So if you heard a little bit of a ow sound, that's exactly why it happened.
So shall I claim that for an LBW?
I think it was too high, Didi. It struck me on the knee roll. Here we go, Tashi Cheki from over the wicket. Oh, a bit of a leading edge. It could have been a cotton bowled opportunity if it traveled just a little bit further. Just a matter of inches. Kajal Shrestha getting a little bit lucky, I beg your pardon, just trying to work that away on the leg side. You have to say Tashi Cheki a little too short yet again. Didi, in your opinion, what's the best length to bowl on this surface?
On this surface, you know, there is a good bounce here in YSD UKM. There's a good bounce. So definitely if you bowl short, it's never going to be a difficult time for batter, especially in this. So just bowling it a bit up, let the batter do the mistake, goes for a big hit, you know.
Absolutely. And just now we had a good piece of fielding as well by Sonam Choden, taking that one on the bounce. It was a very awkward bounce, landed just in front of her. But she got that long barrier out, just doing the basics right. It's been the story of the day for Bhutan, in fact, just doing the basics right. They haven't given away too many extras. Here we go yet again. Kajal Shrestha tries to whip that away. Some hard hands there from Kajal Shrestha, in contrast to Indu Barma, who has more supple wrists. But yes, that closes out the 7th over. We're going to try and get you a score update as soon as possible. But Nepal, of course, yet to hit a single boundary in this innings. Didi Mogan, if you're Nepal at this point, do you consider perhaps taking the aerial route?
I would say I would take charge. I would take charge of it. And I know there's a lot more batsmen behind me. So taking charge, playing a positive role there, going for it. So it wouldn't be a stressful time for me in there. At the end of the day, someone in there has to do the charging role.
Absolutely. And I guess it's a very tough balance to strike because you're losing wickets. You're not quite getting the boundaries. You need to rebuild. You need to accelerate the scoring. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Nepal just kind of take it easy, try and work those singles in the next couple of overs. As we see our first sign of spin. She tries to go over the top. Oh, a drop catch there from mid-off. Parries it. It looks like Anju Gurung, in fact. Parries it down to the boundary, but the batters, they scamper through for two. I have to say, you can't put down chances like that. Slightly tough. She had to make a leap for it, but it definitely goes down as an opportunity. Anju Gurung on the edge of that circle. Here we go, the off spinner. Indu tries to work that away. No single on offer.
And that was the first ball wicket chances there. Both were catches.
Absolutely. It's Shering Zangmo, the off spinner, into the attack. And here it is. That's fired in. Sweeper cover. Will clean up once again. Tries to get a strong throw in, but a little wayward. So the batters get back for two. Indu Barma, a useful 2 runs for her. That's the second double of the over. And Shering Zangmo, of course, the off spinner, also a capable batter. So a genuine all-rounder for Bhutan. First signs of spin for Bhutan, of course. That's lighted up, a little bit wrong-footed. They're looking for a quick single. They're going to get it. Some more urgency here from Nepal. It's good to see. We're going to see overthrows as well. So there we go. No major risks for Nepal in this over. And as I say that, I'm going to take it back, because of course we had a drop catch of the very first ball of the over. What can I say, Didi Mogat? I need another coffee. This memory of mine not quite working. Fired in, play and a miss. That was really, really quick, wasn't it?
That was quick. I think she had some variations there. Maybe this could be her another weapon, bringing the ball quite faster.
Yeah, personally, this is not something I observed at the ICC T20 World Cup Asia qualifier last year. That's flighted up this time. And a single to Indu Barma to round off the 8th over. And it looks like the batters are just asking for a change of gloves. Indu Barma asking for a change of gloves. I wonder if the dugout has picked up on that message, because no one seems to be running out onto the field. Umar, is the stream working? It's frozen on my laptop. If you're just joining us, the news from the middle is Nepal won the toss, chose to bat, and they've lost 3 overs inside the power play. We're into the 9th over being bowled by Tashi Cheki. And a quick single to Sonam Chodan there at backward point. So the score 30 for 3 right now. Sitting up here in the air-conditioned commentary box. We're quite far away from the action, actually. Here we go. Tashi Cheki. Play and a miss. That's got to be the 7th or the 8th time we've seen that today. It seems like a play and a miss is happening at least once every over. But Tashi Cheki, that's a lot better. Getting that ball a little bit fuller. Trying to find a little bit of movement. But so far, this over from Tashi Cheki a lot better than her previous over. It's a 6-3 offside field. The right-hander tries to pierce that gap. Dechan Wangmo, sharp work from the Bhutan skipper. She did put down a drop chance earlier of Sitarana Mugger. It did not cost Bhutan too much. And it was very uncharacteristic of Dechan to put that down. She's usually a very, very good fielder. But yes, just saving a couple of runs there, Dechan Wangmo. Very, very sharp work in the field from the Bhutan skipper. Here's Tashi Cheki, the right arm seamer, yet again. Giving the batter too much room, and that's signaled wide. So the umpire doing a little more exercise. I have to say, Bhutan, they started so well, so disciplined, weren't giving away a lot of extras inside the power play. But since the power play, they've just kind of lost their radar a little bit, and allowing Nepal to kind of get back into the game and build a foundation towards that magical 3-figure score of 100. The batter not very happy with herself. Kajal Shrestha smacks herself on the pad. She knows that was there for the taking. There's a big gap there between Dechan Wangmo in the covers and Sonam Choden at backward point. There's no one square on the offside on the boundary. We do, of course, have Tashi Laden at a deep cover. But square on the offside, it's a big, big gap. That's fuller and worked away leg side. It's going to be a quick single. But Kajal Shrestha knows that anything that is wide and short, it's there for the taking. There's a boundary there for the taking. And that's why you saw her so frustrated with herself. And you have to say Tashi Cheki getting very lucky, and not for the first time today. With this field set, there's one thing you should not do, and that's bowl short and wide. She's done that on more than a couple occasions. Lucky to get away with it. But in any case, Nepal just building that momentum, slowly inching their way back into the game. They, of course, did lose 3 wickets inside the power play. They were 18 for 3 after 6 overs. So the dugout now feeling a lot more relaxed. I'm sure all the viewers in Nepal, wherever you're watching from, you're feeling a little more relaxed. Whether you're part of the Nepali diaspora watching from anywhere in the world or you're watching from Nepal itself. I'm sure a lot of you are feeling a lot more relaxed now. But you can't get too comfortable, of course. There's work still to be done for Nepal's batters. A play and a miss. It's a wide delivery there from Shering Zangmo, the off spinner. Shering Zangmo, of course, a capable middle order batter. And I'm sure we'll see her in action today in the second innings. Here she goes again. A generous amount of flight. That is down to long on for just a single. But Didi, the elephant in the room right now is still no boundaries for Nepal.
Exactly. Like I said, getting those ones and twos is really important as much as getting boundaries to put up a big total in the board. So I hope they could go for it because end of the day we have another 11 overs left, and Nepal still have around 6 to 7 batsmen. I'm sorry, batter again.
It's an aggressive shot. Will that find the gap? No, it won't. Long on. I beg your pardon. Runs through and cuts that off. Really good work there, actually, at long on by Gawang Choden, the captain of the under-19 team. She's been in Malaysia for a couple of weeks already, of course. That under-19 tournament for the ICC under-19 World Cup just concluding a couple of days ago. The left-hander Gawang Choden, will see her in action where she is likely to open the batting for Bhutan. That's a wide delivery down the leg side. So Shering Zangmo and Tashi Cheki just taking the pressure off Nepal a little bit. Nepal searching for their first boundary. They've tried hard in the last couple of overs, not quite finding the fence, but getting some lucky reprieves in the form of extras. Tries to work that away on the leg side. I wonder if there's an opportunity for two. They're thinking about it. Yet another single for Nepal. But if they want to... And I just wonder at the fall of the next wicket, perhaps we might see a promotion for the likes of Kabita Kunwar. Down the track, kind of yorks herself there and squeezes it out to the fielder at deep cover, just a single. But I wonder if we'll see a promotion for someone like Kabita Kunwar. Kabita Kunwar, of course, one of Nepal's premier bowlers, their premier fast bowler, and she can definitely swing the willow as well, get a couple of quick runs down the order. Shering Zangmo, the off spinner, that's smacked into the covers. Dechen Wangmo, sharp work yet again. It looks like we're just going to have a mini drinks break. 10 overs done.
Yes, yeah. More into all-rounder now.
Absolutely, Didi. It's been so good to see you, work on your batting. And I believe you got a 50 as well during the MCA T20 Super
Yeah, I
Series.
do. Yeah.
It was great to see, man. Some of those balls flying over long on. I think a couple over mid wicket into cow corner as well.
Yeah, right. Thanks to Coach Bilal Assad, Malaysian national team coach. Put on a lot of hard work onto my batting as well. Not only just focusing on my batting, my bowling, but yeah.
But yes, just a score update. Nepal versus Bhutan. That's what you're tuned into right now. And it's 36 for 3 Nepal. They're looking for their first boundary. They lost 3 wickets, of course, inside the power play. We're into the 11th over. It looks like Tashi Cheki is going to continue from this end. Yes, we're into the 11th over here. Nepal versus Bhutan on day 1 of the ACC Women's T20 Championship. Tashi Cheki has been smashed into the offside. A very good piece of fielding. Ooh, a run out chance there. You got to say Dechen Wangmo, very sharp work, saving more runs there. The Bhutan skipper in the cover region, throwing off balance, so it's very hard to get that throw on target. You have to say, we spoke about it earlier. She dropped a catch, and that was very uncharacteristic from her. She is one of Bhutan's finest fielders and displaying, her prowess in the field. And unfortunately, it looks like the batter over there, Kajal Shrestha, is just down for some treatment. Perhaps the ball just, I feel like the ball may have struck her somewhere.
I feel because of the dive she made, could have injured herself on the landing part.
Yes, absolutely. Our view just a little bit obstructed there. So it could have been the dive. It could have been her getting hit on the unprotected part where there is no padding and no cover for your leg. So that could be it as well. It looks like she's up though. So that's good news for Nepal, just a temporary glitch. And these two batters, of course, have done a lot of running between the wickets so far. And of course, that little break giving both batters the chance to just rehydrate. The sun is back and it is very, very strong, just beaming down on this surface at the YSD UKM Oval. One of two grounds being used for this tournament. It's Malaysia and Singapore, of course, at the Kinrara Oval. That's the other game. That's a full toss. It should be signaled a no ball, and yes, it is. And it's also going to be Nepal's first boundary. That one going down to fine leg. So that's a big delivery for Nepal. They get their first boundary of the innings in the 11th over. And the best thing about this is we're going to get a free hit. Not great news if you're Bhutan.
Exactly. I think this is slightly mistake by the bowler. You know, I felt like she was trying to bowl a Yorker, trying to bowl a fuller one. Couldn't help it. There's no ball there. Nevertheless, it's a good thing for Nepal getting their first boundary.
Absolutely. And now we have a free hit. She charges down the track. Oh, good piece of fielding there. This could be a run out. No, she throws to the wrong end. Mid off. Plenty of time to get a throw in to the keeper's end, but perhaps not quite sensing that opportunity. Indu Burma, she was looking for a boundary. She's not quite happy. Wanted to capitalize on that free hit. Unable to do so. But nonetheless, Nepal, 2 deliveries ago, getting their first boundary of the innings. We're into the 11th over, and that run rate, approximately 4 runs and over at this point. Nepal, of course, will be eyeing a total in the region of 100, which won't be easy for Bhutan to chase down. Here we go, Tashi Cheki yet again, trying to find her radar. That's too short, smacked away. Dechen Wangmo, unable to cut that off. And the fielder at cover, she cuts that off. And it's just a single. Tashi Laden, she's had a fair amount of work to do in the last couple of overs. She hasn't put a foot wrong there, sweeping up at deep cover. Good piece of fielding there, once again from her, coming across very quickly. And I have to say, Didi, the ground fielding from Bhutan has been very impressive.
Yeah, exactly. They've been very, very well in the ground fielding. No, not giving much more mistakes there, especially losing.
That's fuller. That's a lot better from Tashi Cheki. That one just sliding down the leg side, but that's more where you want to be bowling. That's what she tried as well with that waist-high full toss that was called no ball and went down for 4 to fine leg. So Tashi Cheki, definitely a huge improvement.
Looking at Nepal, they have started to open up themselves as well by hitting it hard, getting the boundaries and all that.
Yeah.
It's a good sign.
Here we go, Tashi Cheki yet again. That's too short, and that's taken this time from Dechen Wangmo. She knows that's a big wicket. It looks like Indu Burma walking back to the dugout there. So yes, Bhutan getting their 4th wicket and the first wicket to fall since the power play. It's Indu Burma walking back to the dugout, and Rubina Chaitri, Nepal skipper, she will be walking in at number 6. Bhutan just getting into a huddle there out in the middle. Bhutan, no doubt, will be looking to restrict Nepal to a score of around 90 or even less. Bhutan starting so strongly in the power play, picking up 3 wickets for 18 runs in the power play. The pressure was on Nepal. Nepal have since rebuilt, and it wasn't a great over, you have to say, for Bhutan until that wicket of Indu Burma.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, they were going for a hard hitting. They were trying to look for a boundary, but unfortunately, they got a wicket over here. a slide of bowling change over here. Bringing up another pacer. A good start by Tashi Laden. Good start there. Good pace. Getting a dot ball in the first ball of the over. Let's see what can the batter does to get the remaining overs. Wide delivery over there. Trying to move the ball away, I guess.
This is a big period of play for Nepal right now. You've got skipper Rubina Chaitri at the non-strikers end for them. That's worked away into the leg side for a quick single. But yes, like we said, we're in the second half of the innings right now, and Rubina Chaitri taking strike against the right armour for the first time today. She's still new at the crease. Here we go. Just a single. An important single, though, just feeling bat on ball. Very, very important early on in your innings. The time running out here for Nepal to push closer and closer to that magical three-figure score of 100. Didi, if you're Nepal, would you be targeting a score of around 100, or are you feeling more or less ambitious?
Looking at the score now, it's projected is 44 runs, 11th overs.
That's pulled away. This could be the second boundary of the innings for Nepal. And yes, it is. That's really well done there. It looks like Rubina Chaitri, the skipper, is the one who got that away. Just finding that gap between square leg and a deep mid wicket. And I do apologize. It was Kajal Shrestha. Kajal Shrestha with her first boundary of the innings. That's nudged away straight to the fielder.
Like I said, there's remaining of 8 overs left. Getting into hundreds, somewhere near to 110 could be a decent score for them to defend. Nepal has also a good bowling side.
Tries to cut that away. A play and a miss. Does not get any bat on it. And that closes out yet another over. So it's 51 for 4 after 12 overs. 8 overs left in the innings. Kajal Shrestha getting a boundary away just a few minutes ago. And Rubina Chaitri still looking for her first boundary. The skipper of Nepal, no doubt, will be looking to step on the gas. She's looking leg side, and why wouldn't you? 6 wickets in hand for Nepal. And there's a big gap there between square leg in the circle and deep mid wicket on the boundary. So if you drift too straight, or if you're too wide on the off stump, there are gaps to be found. Just a single. Tashi Laden, she's done great work at the cover boundary throughout the day. Strong-ish arm from the deep. And it's interesting to see Tashi Laden just moving a little bit more square, and I think that's the right move to make. So less of a gap to exploit here for the right-hander Kajal Shrestha. Tashi Laden now just walking back a little bit. Play and a miss. It's a big appeal. The umpire shakes his head. He was convinced that there was no bat on that. And I think that's the right move as well. It's the right decision from the umpire. Here we go. Tashi Cheki yet again. Ooh, a bit of an inside edge there. Thick inside edge. They scamper through for yet another single. It's always nice to have your captain out there in the center so you know exactly what the team's game plan is. No one has to come out there and, pretend like you need a drink or anything like that. Captain's there. There's a sense of direction. There's a sense of vision for the rest of the innings as well. Here we go. Skipper, Rubina Chaudhary. What can she do? She tries to cut that away. She has found the gap. It's running away to the boundary. A bit of a slow-ish outfield. And that's cut off. Looks like the batters scampered through for 2. So, of course, we've had some overnight rain. And that just slowing up the outfield a little bit. It's not the first time today that we've seen the outfield close to the rope. Just a little bit, less than ideal for the batting team, but it can happen with the rain here in Southeast Asia. But Rubina Chaudhary, she's come out there with some clear intent. She wants to get a move on. Tries to cut that away yet again. Ooh, she looks at the umpire, just hoping for a wide delivery to get a second shot at that. And you have to say, Didi, Tashi Cheki, just getting a little bit lucky yet again. Not the first time she's been short and wide today.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she's trying to make the batter to play more into the offside, especially the cut shot. Like I said, that's what she did.
Absolutely, man. Right on cue. Tashi Laden, good throw in from the deep. Yeah, it is a 6-3 offside field. But if I was Tashi Cheki, I'd be tempted to bowl fuller on the offside. We haven't seen Nepal try and take the aerial route over the offside too often. Exactly. So it's 55 for 4 after 13 overs. 7 overs left here for Nepal. They're going to have to go at just a shade under 6.5 runs an over for the next 7 overs if they want to get up to 100. But you have to say with Nepal's bowling lineup, of course, you've got the spin of Sitarana Magar, the off spin of Rubina Chaudhary, the likes of Kabita Kunwar as well, the right arm seamer. It's a strong bowling attack for Nepal, and it won't be easy for Bhutan to chase anything in the excess of 5 runs and over. Here we go. That's a big appeal. The umpire is unmoved, and they scamper through for what might be a leg by. Yes, it is. We get that signal from the umpire. So another useful single for Nepal. That's skied up in the air. It's a chance it might land in no man's land, and yes, it does. So a lucky reprieve there for Kajal Shrestha. Not quite getting hold of that. Looked like maybe she was in 2 minds whether to go over the offside or the leg side. A useful dot ball now for Bhutan. We've got Sange Wangmo out there on the fence at deep mid-wicket. The other fielder on the boundary on the leg side is a long on. And of course, on the offside, we have a deep cover as well. So it's interesting that we have Just 3 fielders on the boundary. That's good work yet again. Dechen Wangmo throws off balance a little bit. She was just on the edge of the circle. So that's how Nepal were able to get through for a single. And we have a 4th fielder as well outside the circle, Anju Gurung, fielding somewhere in between mid-off and long off. I beg your pardon. So she's just outside the circle, but when she walks in, she's not walking into the circle. So that's interesting to see. So another single there for Nepal. It's been the order of the day for Nepal. A lot of singles, not quite finding the boundaries. A lot more intent since the power play. They've been able to consolidate as well, getting that run rate above 4 runs and over, but they're going to have to get it up to 5 runs and over sooner rather than later. That's an aggressive shot. Has she found the gap? It's running away to the boundary. Anju Gurung unable to cut that off, so a boundary through the offside there. Nepal stepping on the gas here. And yes, it looks like it was skipper Rubina Chaudhry who struck that boundary just now. The score now moves on to 64 for 4 after 14. Didi, if you're Bhutan at this point, with Nepal stepping on the gas and accelerating the scoring, if you're Bhutan, how do you pull this back?
Well, if I'm Bhutan, then I might open up my field a bit because they've been not using their fielders maximize on the boundary line. Only 3 outside. They could have put up another one down, especially for Anju Gurung on the long off, saving the boundaries because we have nearly last 4 or 5 overs left for the Nepal to get a bigger score. So definitely they will go for big hits, especially getting more boundaries.
Absolutely. And it's actually 6 overs left for
over, right.
Nepal. So they do have some time to get up to that score of 110. And you have a feeling anything in that region of 110 or even 120 will be quite hard for Bhutan to chase down. That's turned away on the leg side. They're going to look for 2. They don't get it. So Rubina Chaudhry, who's on the striker's end right now, she's 10 off 9. Kajal Shrestha, 18 of 28. It's good to see both batters into double figures. So important for Nepal to have 2 set batters at the crease as they look to push this total beyond 100 and hopefully, if you're a Nepal fan, beyond the reach of Bhutan. That's fired in and smacked into the offside. Tashi Laden, you know she's not going to make any mistakes. She's made no mistakes so far today. So just a single there. 2 singles to kick off the 15th over. We have 4 deliveries left in the 15th over. Shering Zangmo. She's been firing in her off spinners today. Here we go. Kajal Shrestha on strike. She nudges that away, a little bit uppish, and a misfield there at short mid-wicket. That allows Nepal to get through for a single. Rubina Chaudhry, the skipper, she's back on strike, eyeing up that leg side boundary. It's a 5-4 offside field, so there are gaps to be found in the leg side. She cuts that away into the offside, just a single. Sonam Choden has done really good work there at backward point throughout the day. You have to say Tashi Laden, Sonam Choden, and Dechen Wangmo, the 3 best fielders for Bhutan so far today. Dechen Wangmo, of course, dropping Sita Rana Magar early. It did not cost Bhutan much, if anything. Play and a miss. Good deception there from the off spinner, firing in a quick arm ball.
That was really quick, actually. Yeah, to be honest.
It's not the first time we've seen that from Shering Zangmo today either. If you take those wides away, you take those wides out of her spell, she's had a really, really good day. And she's tightened things up as well in this over. That's yet another single. And Rubina Chaudhry out in the middle, you can see she's just indicating to Kajal Shrestha, you have to run that first run harder and faster. But I have to say, since that run out, it's been a lot better from Nepal, the running between the wickets. We've seen a hesitation or two on a couple of instances, but in general, they have put pressure on Bhutan's fielders. I have to say, from Bhutan's perspective, I've been very impressed with the ground fielding throughout the tournament. They were arguably the best fielding team at the ICC T20 World Cup Asia qualifier last year in November 2021. That tournament, of course, featuring 6 of the nations that you also see in action at the ACC Women's T20 Championship. This is day 1. And it's one of the first matches as well, Nepal versus Bhutan. I have to say, it's been a good contest between bat and ball so far. Nepal, of course, losing 3 wickets in the power play, Bhutan with the early advantage. And since then, Nepal, of course, just rebuilding the innings. We've seen 3 boundaries coming in the last few overs. It's the 15th over right now. That's been pushed into the offside for a single. I do apologize. The 16th over right now. That's Fuller. Looks like she got a bit of an edge on that. It's running away to the boundary, but that slow outfield affected by the rain, just hampering Nepal yet again. And that's why we say anything in the region of 110 will be very hard for Bhutan to chase down. If you want to find the boundaries here, you have to hit it pretty hard. Of course, this is not the fault of the groundspeople here. It's actually a very nice outfield to dive on here for the fielders. That early morning moisture is drying up a bit now. Oh, she's gone over the top. This is a chance for the fielders in the deep, just plugging in the outfield, splitting that gap between long on and long off. The batters get through for a useful 2 runs. But yet again, we see another demonstration of what we were talking about. You have to hit it pretty hard to find the boundary in certain parts of the field, especially from this end. When you're hitting straight and that whitish long on area, the ball just slowing up there. We're approaching the death of the innings. It's the 16th over in progress right now. Nepal's score edging closer and closer to that magical figure of 100. Tashi Laden, she's been good in the deep, fielding in the deep. She's been lofted over the offside. Anju Gurung runs on. Ooh, a bit of hesitation. Both batters end up on the same end. It's going to be a simple run out and 5th wicket down for Nepal. So a bit of a miscommunication there between Rubina Chaitri and Kajal Shrestha. And it's Kajal who has to walk back to the dugout.
I think, Jay, we just spoke about they had a very good conversation after the 2 runouts they had. I mean, the chances. It looks like a sloppy run out again.
Yeah, just as we were talking them up as well. Not ideal here for Nepal.
Not at this moment, actually. When 2 batsmen are set, batters are set for their, higher runs on the board. So this kind of runouts does give a lot of hard time for the team.
Absolutely. And at the fall of the 5th wicket, coming in at number 7 is Mamta Chaudhary. So still no Kabita Kunwar, who sits in the dugout for Nepal. I would have been tempted to send Kabita Kunwar out and have a bit of a slog. Just 4 overs left after this one. Rubina Chaitri, she's still at the crease, so there is some good news for Nepal. But yes, you have to say that score of 100 looking likely for Nepal. There's still a little bit of work to do. You don't want to take it easy. 1 delivery left now in the 16th over. That run rate for Nepal edging closer and closer to 5 runs and over. Yes, yet another run out in this game for Bhutan. I believe that's 2 run outs.
True, yeah.
And here we go. Mamta Chaudhary on strike for her first delivery. A play and a miss, unable to get bat on that. That closes out the 16th over. And Nepal, they're 75 for 5 after 16.
Shooting Zhang Mo coming into the attack. Good placement there. Looking for a 1. Well bowled there, slightly quicker compared to the first ball of Zhang Mo. Well bowled there by Zhang Mo, slightly change of variation, flighter delivery, making the batter disturbs on the line and length. Towards the death overs, this is what we need, especially for the bowlers. They need to work on more on their variations. Good bowling there, Zhang Mo. She really plays well on the variation, slightly quicker deliveries, flightening the balls, giving the trouble time for the batter. Slight flight there. Quick and easy single over there given. And well bowled by Zhang Mo to finishing up the 17th over. Good spell from her.
Charges down the track, a play and a miss. Rubina Chaudhary looking for yet another boundary, and Bhutan perhaps just behind on their over rate today. They're trying to catch up, so you see the right arm seamer just running back to her bowling mark. Here she comes again. Ooh, a bit of a thick inside edge. They're going to run through for a quick single, and they get there. So Tashi Ladin now into her last over. The right arm seamer has gone for around 7 runs and over so far today. You're going to have to forgive me. My math isn't great when it comes to decimals, but here she comes yet again. Charge down the track. That's uppish, but Tachi Sheki at mid-on cuts it off. So just a single for Nepal, Bhutan. That's exactly what they want. They want singles and dots, maybe a couple of wickets thrown in there, just to limit this recent acceleration from Nepal. That's cut away, or rather muscled away off the back foot to deep cover for just a single. And of course, if you're just joining us, the news from the middle is Nepal. They won the toss. They decided to bat. They lost 3 wickets inside the power play where they couldn't manage a single boundary, but they've accelerated really well since then. So it's been a good comeback from Nepal's batters. That's a little uppish, and it's going to land in no man's land yet again. That's a good piece of fielding, though, from Anju Gurung, coming in from long off very, very quickly. Great anticipation. And you have to say Anju Gurung just saving a single there as well. But it's been an interesting set of bowling changes here from Bhutan skipper Dechin Wangmo. Dechin Wangmo, of course, taking over from Yeshe Choden. That's slapped away into the offside. They're going to get a single. Are they going to get a... Yup, they're looking for 2. And this is going to be close, and it's given. So 3rd run out of the innings for Nepal. And it looks like this time it might be. Nope, it's not Rubina Chaitri. So that's some good news for Nepal. Having said that, Mamta Chaudhary, she is walking back to the dugout. And emerging from the dugout is Dolly Bhatta. So Dolly Bhatta can definitely, give it a bit of a whack. Make no mistake, Dolly Bhatta is a frontline batter. So Nepal certainly have a very capable batting lineup, but for Nepal, it's more about turning that ability into results out in the middle. You have to say, a team like the UAE, a team like Thailand, both of these nations have edged past Nepal in the last 5 to 10 years, at least when it comes to the women's game. But the UAE, of course, cruising to that under-19 title last week. The likes of Tirtha Satish, Mahika Gaur, Lavanya Kenny, Samira Dharni Darka, they've been so impressive both for the youth team, both for the under-19 team and the senior team. Make no mistake, the UAE come into this tournament as hot favorites to lift the trophy. But a reminder of what's at stake in this tournament. You don't necessarily have to win the tournament to get into the Asia Cup. You just have to win the semi-final.
Exactly.
But Didi Mogan, the kicker, is that whoever finishes second in this group will likely have to play the UAE in that semi-final, and it will not be easy to defeat the UAE. That's play and a miss. So a useful dot for Bhutan, but like I was saying, it's not easy to beat the UAE in this tournament. You don't want to be facing the UAE. So for a team like Nepal, for a team like Hong Kong, the 2 favorites in this group, they want to finish top of their group.
So that they could go into an easy pathway instead of meeting the tough team early on.
An easier pathway, yes, an easier pathway. Here we go. Anju Gurung, the left armer. She's into her last over. This is her second spell. That's driven into the offside. Work to do. And that's cut off by the fielder there. Number 5, Sonam. She was, of course, with the under-19 squad. She's stayed back here in Malaysia. So she's been here for a little bit. And it's always nice to have that match practice coming into a big tournament like this. Like we were saying, the top 2 teams from this tournament will progress to the Asia Cup. Here we go. Anju Gurung from around the wicket yet again. She's right on the money. That's edged away into the leg side. Oh, a direct hit would have seen yet another run out. That would have been the fourth run out of the day, not to be. Nepal get a useful single, but they're definitely going to want to find the fence. As we can see, Rubina Chaitri, she is looking leg side. We've got two fielders in the circle on the leg side. Three, I beg your pardon, that's cut away. Could this find the fence? No, it won't, but they're going to look for two. Two is not on. Oh, the keeper misses the run out. She did not realize that she had a lot more time. I guess that's what can happen when you gather in front of the stumps as well.
There's nothing to be pressured on because, Bhutan is really on top at this moment, and the batter was way too far from the stumps. Could have just taken it on easy.
And I guess that can happen though.
Yeah, that could
if
happen.
Your back is towards the stumps, your back is toward the batter. You can't quite see exactly what's going on. Anju Gurung continues to keep it tight. That's whipped away down to long on and just a single. But it's very interesting to see from up here, it looks like as if there are two short mid wickets in place. So that's a very innovative field setting there from Dechan Wangbo.
It's more kind of attacking kind of fielding set from the bowler.
This could be yet another run-out chance. No, it isn't. The batters scamper through for a quick single. Dolly Butta makes it in safely. And there we go. Another over ticks by. That's the end of Anju Gurung's spell. A very productive spell for her. Made inroads in the power play. Nepal, on the other hand, will be looking to finish strong. So a really good 19th over there for Bhutan. We have 6 deliveries left in this innings. So it's 90 for 6, 6 deliveries left in this innings. Here we go. Bhutan just slightly behind on their over rate. That's swept away into the leg side for just a single. So now we have 5 deliveries left in this innings. It's 91 for 6. Nepal will be looking for that magical score of 100, that triple figure score. Dolly Butta, she's looking for her first boundary. She plays and misses, but it's a wide. So she's going to get a second shot at that. It's a 5-4 offside field for Dolly Butta at this moment in time. We've got a long on in position. We've got a square leg in the circle, a short mid-wicket, and what looks like a fine leg right on the edge of the circle. Here we go. Dolly Butta, that's smacked away into the leg side. She should get just a single. And yes, good work in the deep yet again from Bhutan. Is the teenager Gawang Choden cleaning up there on the boundary. She's been pretty good as well in the field today. Bhutan, of course, I would argue the strongest fielding team at the T20 World Cup Asia qualifier last year. They've done pretty well today. Oh, that's well bowled. Rubina Chaitri, she's been bowled by that one. A really good Yorker there. Sonam, so impressive in the under-19 tournament that concluded just a week ago. Gets that Yorker in and gets the big wicket of Rubina Chaitri. More importantly, it's yet another dot ball for Bhutan as Kabita Kunwar walks to the crease at number 9. I have to say, an interesting move. Kavita Kunwar coming in at number 9. I certainly remember her batting as high as 3 and 4 for Nepal as recently as that Asia qualifier that we've alluded to on many occasions so far today. You can see Kavita Kunwar just stretching those arms. No doubt she will be looking towards cow corner as one of her hot zones. 5-4 offside field. Pretty standard field for the death overs. Time running out here for Nepal. That's played away into the offside. Another run out chance. They get in, but just about.
Behind them. Good bowling.
Yep, unfortunate there. Dolly Butta, yet another wicket to fall for Nepal. It's their 8th wicket of the innings. And Ashmina Karmacharya walking in at number 10. Dolly Butta walking back to the dugout. They just punch the gloves. They're exchanging perhaps just a little bit of intel. Dolly just letting her know what it's like batting out there, what the conditions are like. Didi, what do you make of the surface so far? I haven't personally noticed any major demons in the surface.
Right. Can't do much because this is last over. Last over, I think just few more deliveries left. Just going for one big shot, to get up a bit more bigger total onto the board. And there's a lot of work for Nepal later on into their bowling attack. And as well as Bhutan, they need to score big as well. If they're going to give a start like how Nepal did, then it might be a very interesting game towards the end.
Here we go. That's nudged away into the offside. Oh, that's given. LBW. That one just striking her on the pad. So 9 wickets down now for Nepal. Yet another wicket falls this in the last over. So not ideal for Nepal. It looked like they were recovering after a not so great power play. But yet again, towards the end of the innings, just struggling a little bit for that final flourish that would have taken them past 100. And Bhutan, this is a big, big period of play for Bhutan. In fact, that is the end of the innings. That was the last delivery of the innings. We're just having a bit of issue up here in the commentary box, just getting that score feed. We're going to try and fix that as soon as possible. I believe all of you can see that on your screen right now. But a reminder, of course, that we haven't streamed too many games from the YSD UKM Oval so far. But yes, Nepal ending with 95. So Bhutan will have to go at 4.8 runs per over in the chase to chase this down. And you've got to say Bhutan have given themselves a pretty decent chance of causing an upset today. They were pretty positive on the team bus. I actually rode in with them this morning. But yes, like we said, not a lot of experience for us broadcasting from the YSD UKM Oval. So do bear with us. Hopefully for the second innings and the second match of the day, we'll have, I guess a more polished broadcast, for lack of a better word. But we're all trying very hard here. And you have to say the MCA's in-house production team all working very, very hard today to put this broadcast out there for you. Of course, you can watch this broadcast live on CricTracker's website, their YouTube page, and Facebook page. You probably know that already because that's where you're watching it from. But in any case, we'll be back with you shortly in around 10 minutes for the reply. Bhutan, they need 96 in 20 overs to chase down this total of 95 from Bhutan. Welcome back. It's the second innings of Nepal versus Bhutan. Bhutan have to chase down 96 to win their first game on the first day of the ACC Women's T20 Championship. If you're just joining us, the news from the middle is Nepal won the toss. They decided to bat first. They got up to a total of 95, which has left Bhutan with the chance of winning this game if they can go at least 4.8 runs and over. And look, it might sound corny, it might sound like something you've heard before, but Bhutan will definitely need a strong start here from the two openers. And as usual, it's Kabita Kunwar, the right arm seamer, with the new ball. That's short-ish and wide, left alone there. I'm one of your two commentators for the day, Jay Dansinghani. If you like what you've heard, you can always follow me on Twitter at Jay Dansinghani. I will be joined pretty shortly by men's national team player Didi Mogan, the all-rounder, who's also a development officer for the Malaysian Cricket Association. Didi, if you're Bhutan, what is your game plan in this power play after this delivery? That's left alone. It won't be a wide, just within parameters on the offside. But yes, Didi, going back to my question, if you're Bhutan, what is your strategy right now, especially in the power play?
Like I say, like what I said earlier, which is the power play is very important. Only two fielders will be outside of the 30 yards ring. So getting more boundaries will eventually give you a good start and a good total to defend. To get up to 95 later on.
Here we go, Kabita Kunwar. That's been edged away down to third man for just a single. So first runs on the board for Bhutan. We're halfway through the first over. Just a correction from earlier. The score for Nepal was 94 for 9. So Bhutan will be chasing 95 instead. We've had a couple of technical difficulties here at the YSD UKM Oval. I believe this is the first time we're broadcasting live from this ground. So it can happen, but our in-house production team is working so hard around the clock. They were here so early in the morning. But the important thing is we're up and running. Our graphics are doing slightly better. And here we go, Kabita Kunwar yet again. Oh, playing a mess from Gawang Choden outside the off stump. The teenage left-hander who captained the under-19 team just a week ago at the ICC Under-19 World Cup Asia qualifier. That tournament, of course, being won by the UAE. A couple of the UAE's under-19 team are in this tournament. Same with Bhutan, Gawang Choden. She's got a really high ceiling, the left-hander. Kabita Kunwar coming over the wicket. That's a sneaky single. Ooh, a bit of a run-out chance had she gathered a little more cleanly and got it on target. No harm done in the end. It looks like we have another delivery in this over. Yes, one delivery left in the fifth over. I could be wrong about this.
And yeah, Jay, like I said, earlier, good start in the power play will eventually give you a very good, ending at the end. And yeah, I think not only boundaries does works. Rotating your strike, especially those ones and twos, are really important at this point of view. And yeah, especially when you're chasing a score. I know it's not a very big score, 95, but it's defendable as well. Anything can happen in cricket. So yeah, rotating, keep on not giving more dot balls.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you hit the nail on the head there. It's just about minimizing dot balls. You're chasing What, 4.75 runs and over. Wow, I can't believe I did the math right on that one. But you're chasing, less than 5 runs and over. It's just a matter of minimizing those dot balls, minimizing those wickets. And if you go into the latter half of the innings, the final half of the innings, and you need around 5.5 overs, runs and over to win, you're in the box seat. A play and a miss there, a big appeal. While the umpire's completely unmoved. And it's Ashmina Karmacharya coming from the other end. Oh, big appeal. That, you've got to say, that's sliding down the leg side. It was very optimistic there from Ashmina. But look, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to appeal for everything, right? You're looking for those early wickets. Very, very important for Nepal. They didn't end very strongly with the bat. Just 19 runs coming off the final 4 overs of the innings. They were looking, as we discussed in the innings, for something around 100, 110. That did not materialize for Nepal. Here comes Ashmina from over the wicket to the left-hander. Another play and a miss. So no boundaries yet for Bhutan. They're going to be looking for a solid start. And former skipper Yeshe Choden, she's at the other end. She comes down for a mid-pitch conference with the left-hander. And Gawang Choden might just be a teenager, but make no mistake, one of the spearheads for Nepal's batters. The batting lineup, that's a thick inside edge and dot ball. It's been a good start from Ashmina. A good first over from Kabita Kunwar, Nepal's spearhead. And it's so important for the supporting cast to back up the good work done. That's into the leg side, a little too straight. Perhaps the commentator's curse just kicking in, and that ball just slowing up in the outfield. It doesn't get to the boundary, but they do get back for a useful 2 runs. The score moves on to 4. We still have 1 delivery left in the second over. Bhutan, of course, looking for a solid start. They don't want to lose early wickets.
Looking at the Bhutan batters, they are quite aggressive compared to the first over. They're looking for more runs here.
So last ball of the over, Ashmina. That closes out the second over. 4 for no loss, Bhutan after 2. We're ready for the third over. Kabita Kunwar into her second over. That's straight. Ooh, a little bit of aggression there from Kabita, looking for that early wicket, trying to see if she can catch the non-striker Gawang Choden out of her crease. Good little battle here. A very, very important power play, not just in the context of this match, but in the context of this tournament and this group. The Hong Kong team, members of the Hong Kong team have poured into the ground. In the last couple of minutes, they're no doubt trying to do some scouting exercises. Nepal's bowlers largely keeping it tight so far in this innings. Ashmina just drifting onto the pads of Gawang Choden in the last over. And we've said this before and we'll say it again. Overnight rains have just made this outfield a little slower. So it's not ideal for the batters. Here we go. Yeshe Choden, a play and a miss. Unable to get any bat on that. She's not happy with that. Perhaps just trying to go over the offside there. We have a gully in the circle. We've got a backward point. Interesting to see that Rubina Chaitri has opted for one slip. It's not something we saw from Bhutan when they started off.
Yeah, like I said, maybe they are making use of the swing. Maybe the bowler is trying to get in away from the batter.
Oh, an inside edge. Oh, it looks like it's castled her. Yep, it's bowled. So Yeshe Choden chops that onto her off stump. And it's first wicket down for Bhutan. 4 for 1 now. We're into the third over. Kabita Kunwar gets that all-important first wicket. That all-important early breakthrough. Nepal's fielders just enjoying a well-deserved drink. Sultry conditions here at the YSD UKM Oval. A punch of the gloves. The new batter at the crease is Bhutan skipper Dechen Wangmo, walking in at number 3. Without a doubt, one of Bhutan's key players.
That was an unlucky dismissal from there. Inside edge. I would say any of the batsmen in this world will like those kind of dismissal, especially getting into dismissal, inside edge, getting bowled.
Yes, in a chase of 95, Bhutan, they're 4 for 1 with 2 deliveries left in the third over. Nepal, this has been a good start for them. They want to get that required rate above 5 runs and over, above 6 runs and over, and that's when you start transferring pressure onto the opposition. Kabita Kunwar, she hasn't put a single foot wrong today. That one just angling into the right-hander and moving away, a play and a miss. So Dechen Wangmo, a bit of a nervous start for the right-hander. Bhutan's captain taking over from Yeshe Choden. Not just at the batting crease, but with the captain's armband. Yeshe Choden, of course, captaining Bhutan at the T20 World Cup Asia qualifier last year. Here we go, Kabita Kunwar. Ooh, in two minds whether to play or not to play. It goes through the keeper for a dot ball. A maiden over, a wicket maiden for Nepal. 4 for 1 after 3, Bhutan.
Getting a wicket maiden in a tournament, it's always a best feeling. It's a good feeling as a bowler. That's what they will be looking into, especially getting in the power play.
It's a 6-3 offside field. Ashmina coming over the wicket to the left-hander. That's nudged away into the leg side. It's just going to be a single. Didi, if you were the left-hander on that occasion, would you have been looking to be more forceful through the leg side? There's a massive gap there between mid-on and mid-wicket.
Yeah, definitely I would. I would take the risk. Take the lead, I would say. Getting more runs there when I can see there's a gap over there. Going for take myself a risk, going for a runs, especially there's no man's area there. We have to create an opportunity to get the runs.
Yeah, once again, it's that fine balance. How much do you attack? How many risks do you take? That's a play and a miss. But as far as I'm considered, if the ball is there to hit, if there's a gap, take that chance. Try and whip it away. Try and find the fence. And another thing to note is that side of the outfield, at least from what I've observed, the outfield is a lot faster. You get more value for your shots in that area. That's a good piece of fielding by backward point. That's cut off, so a dot ball, a very useful dot ball It's been a really good start from both of Nepal's seamers. What do you make of this bowling effort so far?
They're bowling very well. Good pace. They are maintaining their lines according to their feel. No mistakes been given.
That's full from Ashmina. It's a catching chance. Oh, the fielder runs back, unable to get both hands to it. So it's a streaky single for Bhutan. Dechen Wangmo, she's not going to mind, not one bit. She's off the mark now. 2 deliveries left now in the 4th over, 6 for 1 Bhutan. A bit of a nervous start for them. Gawang Choden, the left-hander, she's still at the crease. She's looking leg side, fiddling with her gloves.
Nepal seamers look like they are attacking the batters. I apologize. So it's their duty to look into singles and doubles at the moment if they can't go for a big hit.
That's smashed into the leg side. She doesn't get it off the middle, but that's the intent we were talking about. Oh, they're looking for 2. Rightfully sent back. Dechen Wangmo. If she'd committed to that second, she would have been run out. Not to be. It's a useful single for Bhutan. Gawang Choden, she will retain the strike. In fact, we have another delivery. Dechen Wangmo on strike. 7 for 1. 1 delivery left in the 4th. Ooh, Dechen Wangmo thinking about coming down the track and charging the bowler, leaves that alone. It remains 7 for 1. 2 overs left now in the power play. Boomer, after this over, let's go board. I mean, like the bowling. Gawang Choden on strike. Kabita Kumar coming from over the wicket. A dot ball there. Rubina Chaitri at mid-on doing the cleaning up. Rubina Chaitri, of course, will likely see her in action with her off-spinners later in this innings. We haven't seen any spins so far in the power play. Sita Rana Magar and Rubina Chaitri. A left-arm spinner and off-spinner respectively. Let's see if they get any purchase. That's a low full toss on the pads, waiting for the signal from the umpire. Yes, a leg bye signaled. So that's 1 leg bye to the total for Bhutan. Gawang Choden has had a couple of opportunities to put the ball away on the leg side, unable to capitalize so far. But it's still early days. The most important thing for Bhutan is that they've only lost 1 wicket so far. And like we saw in the Nepal innings, they lost 3 in the power play. That really did set them back. They were 18 for 3 at the end of the power play. Bhutan. That's nudged away into the leg side. A dot ball. Dechen Wangmo. She's 1 off 7 right now. Kabita Kunwar into her 3rd over. She's conceded just 2 runs and picked up a very, very important wicket. That of Yeshe Choden, the right-handed opener who used to captain Nepal. But yes, so much responsibility on the shoulders of Wangmo. Oh, that's a play and a miss. Ooh, look at that. She's practicing that shot. She knows that perhaps she should have gone a little bit in front of square. And I guess that's what happens when you try and play the ball finer. You're exposing less of the bat to the ball. You try and play in front of the wicket. You're offering more bat to the ball. Perhaps you have a better chance of making a connection as well. That, however, is just in theory. Kabita Kunwar coming around the wicket. That's in the air. It's a catching chance and it's taken. Second wicket down, so that change of angle working for Kabita Kunwar. Dechen Wangmo, the Bhutanese skipper, she walks back to the dugout. She's only scored 1 run. And Bhutan, they're 8 for 2 now in the 5th over. So early advantage here to Nepal. That required run rate edging closer and closer to a run a ball. So Shering Zangmo walking into the middle right now at number 4. The off-spinning all-rounder for Bhutan. A lot of work to do. Dechen Wangmo, she's walking back to the dugout. Nepal, of course, with those 2 early wickets. Another 87 runs required off 91 deliveries for Bhutan to chase this down. They've got 8 wickets in hand. But at this point, Didi Mogan, what would you do if you were Nepal's, Bhutan's batters? Do you attempt to keep going for it? Do you go for a period of consolidation? What do you do?
I would say that if they had a plan, let's say if it's attacking or maybe defending, just go ball by ball. I would just say just stick to the plan, don't change. If it's, at times we change plans, it doesn't work. So just go with the plan. Just one thing is rotate the strike. Yeah, just keep on rotating the strike instead of giving more dot balls and then pressure up onto your side, especially on the batting. That might work.
Here we go. Kabita Kunwar over the wicket to the left-hander. That is not going to be a boundary. Fine leg there, cleaning up a deep fine leg. So just a single to close out the 5th over. It's 9 for 2 after 5. So not an ideal start for Bhutan, unable to find the boundary. They've lost 2 wickets as well. I guess some encouraging news for them is Gawang Choden is still out in the middle, but she will need to step on the accelerator and she needs support as well from the other end. Shering Zangmo walking in at number 4. And Ashmina just trying to cramp up the left-hander. She's coming around the wicket. Into the leg side, Gawang Choden doesn't get everything, but she clears the infield. They're going to look for 2, and they're going to get it. Really good running there from the non-striker. So a useful 2 runs here for Bhutan. But once again, that elusive boundary. Bhutan unable to find the ropes, unable to find the fence. Gawang Choden now moving on to 8 of 14. She has been the most aggressive Bhutanese batter so far today, captained the under-19s as well. Here we go. Ashmina from around the wicket. And that's sliding down the leg side. Unable to get any connection on that. And you can see she's just kind of geeing herself up. She knows exactly what's needed right now. She's fiddling with those gloves yet again. Didi Mogan, at this point, if you're the bowler, do you consider just slowing it up, bowling a slower ball?
Maybe I would try that. Slower deliveries, or maybe some cutters.
That's a massive appeal, and it's given! The huge wicket of Gawang Choden. So Bhutan have lost 3 wickets inside the power play, 11 for 3. So there we go, 3 wickets down now. And it looks like Sonam Choden will be walking out to the middle pretty shortly. You're going to see her on your screen, I beg your pardon, pretty soon.
I think the earlier batter was pre-planned shot. I think she went that quite early for the shot. The ball was slightly fuller.
So yeah, 11 for 3, 3 deliveries left in the power play. Much like Nepal's power play, no boundaries in this one for Bhutan. And I have to say, with both teams, the issue has been losing early wickets. So they haven't really had that platform to really go hammer and tongs, as they say. We see Sonam Chodan just surveying that leg side field. Got a fine leg on the boundary. That's a thick inside edge, a dot ball. So Rubina Chaudhary, Nepal skipper, could not have asked for anything more from her seamers so far. I don't believe there's been a single extra in this innings. So a very, very disciplined effort from Nepal seamers.
Exactly. It's a very good thing, giving less extras, and it's like unnecessary extra runs.
Let's cut away straight to cover. It looks like Dolly Bhatta there in the cover region.
Giving extra balls, extra runs for the opponent team, whoever it is, it creates more pressure, especially when you're low scoring rate.
Yeah, absolutely. You are spot on there. And just building off what you said, after this delivery, that's full and nudged into the offside. Another dot ball to close out the power play, a productive power play for Nepal. Bhutan, however, they're 11 for 3 at the end of 6 overs. But yes, Didi, just building off your point, if you're able to stay disciplined and minimize those extras, you can make a target of 95 seem like 105 or seem like 110, giving nothing away at all to Bhutan's batters.
That's right, Jay. That's right. I agree to that. Yeah, like I said, minimizing your small, minor mistakes, that really helps a team a lot.
And with that, we have our first signs of spin. A change in bowling. Sita Rana Magar, the left arm spinner, coming in to bowl the 7th over. Sita Rana Magar, of course, one of Nepal's finest ever players. She was at the Fairbreak Invitational where she played for the trophy-winning Tornadoes in the same team as Malaysia's Winnie Duray-Singham. And of course, some full member players like Katie Martin, Sophie Devine were also in that team. Here we go, that iconic action. Beautiful guile there from Sita Rana Magar. The right-hander there, Shering Zangmo, not really sure what to do with that one, trying to go over the leg side to no avail, no connection. Here we go, from around the wicket. Drops that a little bit shorter. Too slow, though. No pace to work with there for Shering Zangmo. Both batters yet to get off the mark. So here's the thing for Nepal. They're taking those wickets. They're keeping the runs down. Building dot ball pressure. Not letting them get any boundaries. That's in the air. Oh, perhaps the fielder should have charged in. That definitely looked like a catching opportunity for me. At least from where I was sitting.
There's definitely an opportunity. Yeah, I think she was not ready for it.
Yeah, it's never easy diving forward to take those catches. Oh, beautiful. Sita Rana Magar. She's got the ball on a string at the moment. Classical left arm spinner's delivery. That drift into the right-hander. A very decent amount of turn away from the right-hander as well. That's flighted yet again. We're seeing some turn in the surface. Sita Rana Magar getting more purchase than any spinner we've seen so far today.
To be honest, in this YSD UKM oval, it has a very good turn for the spinners, especially when it's nice and dry in the evening. At the same time, it's also a flat delivery. It depends on the day, actually. It depends on the ground,
And it looks like that's the end of the over. Just one run off it. That last delivery of the over as well, a little bit uppish to Rubina Chaudhary, the captain in the infield. And speaking of Rubina Chaitri, it's Rubina Chaitri, the off spinner, in to bowl the 8th over of the innings. Yes, off spinner Rubina Chaitri, she rarely gives anything away. So we haven't seen Nepal concede any wides or no balls. To the best of my recollection, they've been very disciplined today and don't expect that to change. Rubina Chaitri, the captain, into the attack. She's been nudged away on the leg side. It's a quick single. Sita Rana Magar. A direct hit for the batters. They get in. And in fact, they're going to sneak through for a cheeky overthrow. So 2 useful runs to Bhutan's total. They move on to 14, but that run rate still under 2 runs and over.
I think Bhutanese batters, they should start up getting more into their strike rate. That's it.
That's hit into the leg side. It's a catching chance. Sangeeta Rai juggles it again, and puts it down. So not ideal there. She was in from the boundary a little bit. She had to run back, a little bit off balance. She juggled it twice and she puts it down. But interesting from Bhutan, looking to take the aerial route there, Shering Zangmo. She gets a single for her troubles. That's smacked into the offside. Sonam Choden, a dot ball. She's yet to get off the mark. So no shortage of action here for Bhutan or Nepal. The problem for Bhutan is the shortage of boundaries.
Exactly. Looking at them, they are not.
A swing and a miss yet again. Hands on her head. Rubina Chaitri, that was so close to clipping the stumps. Not to be. She's still searching for that first wicket. She definitely wants to finish this game off as soon as possible. Once again, tight bowling. Sita Rana Magar fielding at short mid-wicket. She's in like a live wire. Cuts that off. Nepal's fielders, at least in terms of their ground fielding, not giving anything away to Bhutan. Their bowlers not giving anything away. Oh no, it's the commentator's curse that's been whipped off the legs. First boundary of the innings for Bhutan. Their score moves on to 19. They're 19 for 3 at the end of 8 overs.
Looking at Bhutanese batters, they are not stopping themselves. They are not trying to defend. They are just going for it, which is a good sign. You know, they're just giving their best and they are going for a hard hitting. They're trying to get the more boundary they could.
Yes, absolutely. And the countdown has begun. Bhutan needs 76 off 72 deliveries. They have 7 wickets in hand. A lot of 7s there. But they're going to need runs from both ends. They're going to have to minimize dot balls, and that's not going to be easy with Sita Rana Magar continuing from the other end. Once again, that flight and guile, the batter not sure. Should I go back? Should I go forward? Do I use my feet? In the end, she's beaten outside the off stump yet again. Sita Rana Magar getting a generous amount of spin. That's on the leg side. Signal from the umpire. There is no signal. So she got bat on that and she gets a useful single as well. And that brings Sonam Choden on to strike. On the leg side once again. And just a single.
It's good to see that they are getting more singles here in this over. This is what more needed. Not just boundaries. Every single, it's really valuable at this time.
Absolutely. And expect Sita Rana Magar to plug away at that middle and off line. There we go, once again. And of course, we have a 5-4 offside field at the moment. So the game plan is pretty simple. Just angle it in or drift it into the right-hander. Get some to turn, get some to go on with the arm. Nothing fancy from Sita Rana Magar, but very proficient so far at the bowling crease. She's only conceded 2 runs in her spell so far. She's into her second over, 1 delivery left now in her second over, and the 9th of the innings Ooh, a play and a miss. Great deception there from Sita Ranamagar, just holding that back. And the score remains 21 for 3. So, 11 overs left here at the YSD UKM Oval in Malaysia. This is one of the first games being broadcast from the YSD UKM Oval. We had a couple of technical difficulties to kick off the day, but we have since rectified those. And I sure hope you're enjoying this broadcast. I'm one of your 2 commentators for the day, Jay Dansinghani. If you like what you've heard, you can always follow me on social media at Jay Dansinghani. Do be sure to give the Malaysian Cricket Association a follow on Twitter, Insta, and Facebook. The signal from the umpire is leg bye. So 1 useful leg bye to Bhutan. They're now 22 for 3 in the 10th over. Rubina Chaitri coming from over the wicket. There you can see on her screen, she almost never takes off that cap when she's bowling. There we go, play and a miss yet again, just playing inside that one. Shering Zangmo, just practicing her shot and thinking about where she can get that away. Tries to go over the top, just a wild agricultural swing. Hands on her head yet again, Rubina Chaitri. She's a competitor. She doesn't want to just keep the runs down. She wants a wicket. And she was very disappointed with that last ball of her previous over drifting onto the legs and gifting us easy boundary to Shering Zangmo. Oh, a loud appeal this time. It's turned down by the umpire. 1 delivery left in Rubina Chaitri's second over. She's conceded 7 runs so far. We're 22 for 3. Very, very close to that official halfway mark of Bhutan's innings. That's flighted. Ooh, 1 bounce to Sita Ranamagar at short mid-wicket. In fact, has that been taken?
No, that's dropped.
No, it hasn't. The players are just reconvening for a drink. We're going to take a tiny drinks break here at the YSD UKM Oval. The score is 22 for 3. Bhutan requires 73 off the last 10 overs at 7.3 runs an over to chase down this total from Nepal. We'll be back with you shortly. Here we go. Start of the 11th over. Sita Ranamagar with the ball in hand, the left arm spinner. She's been nudged into the offside. A quick single, a run out chance. But the batters get in for a cheeky single. It's the 2 batters at the crease, Sonam Choden and Shering Zangmo. Bhutan, of course, have lost their top three batters. Yeshe Choden, Gawang Choden, and skipper Dechen Wangmo. It looks like there was bat on that. Oh, big appeal. Oh, that looked very, very tight with the square leg umpire. He's unmoved. He's just running in to sort out those stumps. Oh, that looked incredibly, incredibly tight. Perhaps just over the line there. But nervous moments here for Bhutan. There was no signal from the umpire as well, so that was an edge, and you'd have to assume that goes down as a drop chance as well. Oh, that's in the air, and it will be taken, and it is. Celebrations there from the fielder in the circle. Number 55, Bindu Rawal, didn't have a great day with the bat, but she takes a catch, and it's 4 wickets down now for Bhutan. This chase has gone from tricky to very, very tricky in a short space of time for them. So Nepal, not a great display with the bat, especially in the closing stages and in the power play, but their bowlers have been near flawless. This has been a really professional display from Nepal's bowlers in the second innings. They can be incredibly proud of their efforts so far. That's not to say that the job is done. Of course, for Bhutan, it's a bit of a mountain to climb at this point. That required run rate inching closer and closer to 8 runs and over. It's never going to be easy, especially if you've already lost 4 wickets. We're going to get confirmation on who the new batter at the crease is as soon as possible. And it looks like wicketkeeper batter Pema Seldon. She's striding out to the middle right now in the 11th over. It's never easy to score runs off Sita Rana Mugger. Here she comes again, the left arm spinner. Nudged into the leg side. A good piece of fielding there. Onto that very, very quickly, Bindu Rawal. We've said it before and we've said it again. How impressive has Nepal's ground fielding been today?
Well, there was a chance of drop catches there, but nevertheless, they didn't lose the grip. They still kept going, still attacking on their field, backing up, all just they're keeping themselves disciplined. That's it.
100%. That's really the operative phrase at this point. It's all about discipline. That's been the hallmark of this Nepal bowling effort so far, as that's slapped away in front to square on the offside. And Sangeeta Rai does the tidying up, so it's just a single. Sangeeta Rai, of course, putting down that chance just a couple of overs ago, but on this occasion gets around very, very quickly and gets a nice throw into the keeper as well.
The Nepal bowlers are really doing very well, keeping on their mark. They never give any mistakes. They're just doing according to the plan.
Yeah, and I feel like the only real mistake from Nepal's bowlers, or one of the few, has been Rubina Chaudhary drifting down the leg side or onto the pads of Shering Zangmo. But we're being so picky. Other than that, it's been near flawless from Nepal. It's been really good. That's a single into the offside, just as we say that. And it sounds like Rubina Chaudhary is telling her fielders to come in a little more. And that's exactly what we see now. Dolly Butta coming in a few more steps. Trying to cut off every single run. Just choke all the life and momentum out of this Bhutan innings. It's been a really good captaincy stint in this game for Rubina Chaudhary. I've been very, very impressed with her bowling changes, with her field setting, and just with the vision that she has for her bowlers as well. That's nudged away into the leg side. Dolly Butta, fancy bit of footwork. And she gets a round of applause from some of Nepal's fielders. I doubt she would have gotten that round of applause had she fumbled or misfielded that. But then again, hey, if it works, it works. Slapped away in front to square, that beats Dolly Butta and goes down to long off, who runs across and keeps it down to a single. Look at that. Rubina Chaitri giving the ball generous revolutions in her run up. Nudged away into the offside yet again. No run yet again. Look, with 8 overs left now for Bhutan to chase this down. They require another 66 runs. That's chipped. They're going to get a single. It wasn't chipped with a lot of conviction, but at the end of the day, you get through, you survive, you get that single, you keep the scoreboard ticking. And it's not like singles are an issue right now. The main thing is Bhutan need boundaries. They need them desperately.
Looking at both sides, it's been a very tough time for them to get boundaries since in the morning from the first innings. So I think let's see what Bhutan batters can do to get the boundaries. Maybe hitting it with more hard or running as much as they can.
And we have a change of bowling. It looks like Indu Burma. Yes, Indu Burma. Coming in from the other end for the 13th over. And that's slapped straight back to Indu, a dot ball to kick things off. But if you're Bhutan, you've got to get runs from somewhere. And with this bowling change, with Indu Burma coming into the attack, Didi, what do you think? Do you have to go after the 5th bowler?
Looking at it, maybe, yeah, that's what he did.
Exactly.
That's what the batter did.
Not quite getting it off the middle, though,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But yes, you're right, Didi. The right intent shown. And you've got to go after the 5th bowler, especially with in excess of 8 runs and over required. 8.35 runs and over required, to be more precise. Here we go. That's nudged into the leg side. Another dot ball. So the pressure continues to grow for Bhutan. This is really, really good from Rubina Chaitri and Nepal. It's been a very polished effort with the ball and in the field. Nepal's bowlers certainly making a very strong statement. Ooh, that's Fuller. Hind leg. Oh, direct hit. But the batter was in her crease. They're going to come through for an overthrow. But at the end of the day, you like to see that, those direct hits. Not the first time we've seen a direct hit either from Nepal. So it looks like they've been putting in that practice. And, of course, Nepal recently. So they're coming in with some game time as well. It's so important to have that game time. And here we go. Indu Burma, she's trying to close out. Oh, there we go. Indu Burma with her first wicket. And it looks like Pema Saldon bowled on that occasion. It's 32 for 5, Bhutan. They've lost half their side now. So things getting from hard to very, very tricky for them. It's not ideal for the girls in yellow and orange. Now Indu Burma getting in with the wickets as well. And like we said, a very polished effort from Nepal with the ball. Here we go. We just have a couple of players just sneaking in a drink as Tashi Laden walks to the crease. But yes, Tashi Laden wearing number 1 on her jersey, and guess who else is wearing number 1 on her jersey? Yep, you guessed it. It's Indu Burma, the bowler in operation right now. 32 for 5, 1 delivery left in the 13th over. We've got a 5-4 offside field, so without a doubt, the plan will be to bowl as straight as possible. That's exactly what she does. And it's a dot ball nudged into the leg over. The score remains 32 for 5 after 13. So at the start of the innings, we assumed that this would be a closer encounter than it's proven to have been. And you have to say a lot of credit for that goes to Nepal's bowlers. Sangeeta Rai now. We have a double change. A change from both ends. Sangeeta Rai, she comes into the attack. And an absolute mountain to climb here for Nepal. They require, I apologize, for Bhutan. They require 9 runs and over. That's smashed into the leg side. Kabita Kunwar gets the long barrel out. And a strong throw from the deep, but limits that to a single. I have to say, actually, that was a very strong throw from
Yeah,
the
it's a
deep.
very strong throw. Yeah, exactly. Good arms there.
And you'll see that throughout the tournament as well. A lot of these Asian teams, really strong boundary riders. Hong Kong, of course, have the likes of Shanzeen Shehzad and Ikra Sahar. That's into the leg side. Just a single. Sitarana Mugger cleans up, running in from long on. But like we said, the likes of Shanzeen Shehzad, Ikra Sahar with strong arms from the deep for Hong Kong. Kuwait's Mariam Omar as well. One of the best boundary riders in the tournament. That's into the leg side. Kabita Kunwar yet again. She's a really good fielder out there in the deep. Hasn't put a single foot wrong today. I have to say I'm a big Kabita Kunwar fan. I love the work that she does with the ball. Not afraid to mix up that angle and come around the wicket. Not the first time I've seen her take a wicket from around the wicket as well. And speaking of wickets, that one just keeping a little low on Tashi Laden, I beg your pardon. Sangeeta Rai now getting in with the wickets. She picks up her first wicket. 35 for 6, Bhutan. We have 2 deliveries left in this, I want to say the 14th over? The 14th over.
Yeah.
There we go. My eyesight just not quite working. What can I say, Didi Mogan? I'm getting older and older. I'm on the wrong side of 30 now.
No, the interesting part is they just Nepalese fielding side, they still maintain 2 outside of the 30 yards, and they want Bhutanese batters to go for the big shots, to taking the risk. Where Bhutanese, they have to when there's lesser overs left and more runs needed.
Absolutely. And the thing is, with tournaments like this, when you have 4 group games, it can always come down to net run rate. You just never know. So you want to get that net run rate boost. And that's exactly what Nepal have put themselves in a position of doing, getting that net run rate boost, putting out a strong statement to the likes of Hong Kong. The Hong Kong team actually watching this very closely. Mariko Hill, Yazda Swani, I just saw them downstairs while doing a run to get some water. That's cut away. Ooh, well fielded actually. A vicious amount of spin.
Yes, that's a good feeling. Yeah. Didn't misjudge by the bounce of the ball.
Yeah, Bindu Rawal's been really good at that gully region and backward point region. And yes, I mean, we keep harping on about it, but the ground fielding has been good, has been really good from both teams, in fact.
Yeah, exactly.
And that brings the 14th over to a close. Bhutan now 35 for 6 with a mountain to climb. They need 60 runs off the last 6 overs at exactly 10 runs and over. Didi, of course, Bhutan not in an ideal situation. If you were Bhutan, looking back on their innings, what would you have done differently?
Looking back into the innings, maybe losing up early wickets is very crucial. Yeah, losing early wickets is very crucial. Could have been building more partnership into the early stage, and towards the end, I believe that they could hit as well. Like the previous batters, they had very good number of batsmen batters who could hit well and get more runs on the board. So that might be a bit small, disadvantage there.
Here we go. Indu Parma keeping it tight yet again. Another dot ball. Her game plan is very, very simple. Just keep it straight. Just keep it straight. You have that 5-4 offside field.
It's just wicket to wicket bowling. That's it. Keeping it simple. Let the batters do the mistakes.
That's nudged away on the leg side. A quick single. Ooh, the fielder, I feel, just throwing towards the wrong end. Perhaps she should have been more ambitious, going for that non-striker's end. Then again, I guess I can be a little bit harsh sometimes. Nepal clearly in the box seat here. And perhaps it's better to hold on to the ball than to risk overthrows. That's nudged away on the leg side. It's going to be another quick single. So we've only seen one boundary so far in Bhutan's innings. That was when Rubina Chaitri drifted onto the pads of Shering Zangmo and was put away. That is really the only blemish in an otherwise near perfect display from Nepal with the ball. That's faster. Ooh, that's a very quick single. Indo Burma. Oh, she's unable to hit. That would have definitely been the 7th wicket had she hit the stumps. Not to be. Bhutan, they get through for yet another streaky single. And I have to say, singles are just not the order of the day. They need big shots. They need to find the boundary. Perhaps they need to clear the boundary as well. That's fired in. Ooh, a slight misfield from Sita Rana Mugger. Doesn't do any harm whatsoever. And that's yet another over that ticks by. 5 overs left now. Bhutan 39 for 6. Sangeeta Rai to continue from the other end. With her useful off-spinner, she already has a wicket to her name. Can she get a second wicket? That's flighted into the leg side. It's a catching chance, and it's taken quite easily. So 7 wickets down now for Bhutan, 39 for 7. And it's Rubina Chaitri, the captain, with the catch on that occasion. Very simple grab. So 7 wickets down now, 39 for 7. Sangye Wangmo is the new batter at the crease. Of course, she was here with the under-19 team as well, Sangye Wangmo. It's really good to see the under-19s, getting that game time at the ICC under-19 Women's World Cup Asia qualifier. That was, of course, a qualifying tournament for the first ever Women's Under-19 World Cup, which will be held right before the Senior Women's Under-19, the Senior Women's T20 World Cup next year. Both those tournaments due to take place in South Africa. That's been slapped away in front square on the offside. Just a single. And if you're just joining us right now, let me give you a quick recap. Nepal, they won the toss. They chose to bat. They lost 3 wickets in the power play. They rebuilt. They were looking good for 100. They couldn't get there. They finished on 94 for 9. Bhutan, they had a chance in the chase. They couldn't get a single boundary in the power play, however. And Nepal's bowlers have kept it tight, really tight, in fact. 40 for 7 now. Bhutan. This chase looking harder and harder with every passing delivery. Tries to go over the leg side, miscues it. Sita Rana Mugger, an absolute live wire. She missed out with the bat. But we're talking about Sita Rana Mugger here. If she misses out with the bat or the ball, she will always contribute in that other department. And we see a couple of UAE players coming into the ground. Khushi Sharma and Isha Oza. They can't see us from our vantage point here in the commentary box, but we can see them. The UAE will be in action in the next game, the afternoon game. which is due to begin quite shortly, in fact, in 18 minutes from, oh, no, in an hour and 18 minutes from now. There you go. I'm not great with the mathematics, especially when I'm on 3.5 hours of sleep. End of the over, 40 for 7, Bhutan. So 4 overs left now in this Bhutan innings. It's been a bit of a struggle for the batters, just one boundary coming for them in these 16 overs. Look at that, the familiar face of Sita Rana Mugger. I had the pleasure of meeting her in the lobby of the hotel today. We took a cheeky selfie as well. But if you want to know more about Sita Rana Mugger, there's a great interview actually on allovercric.com with Sita Rana Mugger, explaining her career, some candid insights as well from the Nepal all-rounder that's nudged away in front of square on the offside. Kavita Kunwar cleans up yet again, just a single. And of course, I'm sure a lot of people who are watching this are active on social media as well. Tweet with the hashtag NEPVBHU. If you want to contribute towards the growth of associate cricket, toward the growth of women's cricket, everyone can play their part. Get tweeting. Let us know. What do you think of this Nepal performance? What do you think of this Bhutan performance? Get on social media. Share the link of this match with your mates. WhatsApp it to them. Send them a DM. Send them a text message. Do people still do that? I don't know. Here's Sita Rana Mugger, slapped away into the offside. Just a single. Kavita Kunwar. I gotta say, I feel like Kavita Kunwar is fielding close to 10 or 20% of all deliveries. That's a hot zone right there in the cover region. Sita, here we go. She's slapped away. It's a catching chance. Oh, that's really well taken. Diving forward there. That looks like Indu Burma. We're going to get confirmation soon enough. But now that's 8 wickets down for Bhutan. That's a very, very smart catch from the fielder there at mid-off. Never easy. Running in and diving forward. But that's exactly what she's done. The day for Nepal's batters. Nepal's fielders and their bowlers just going from good to even better. And here we go, Anju Gurung. She's a left arm seamer. Had a great day with the ball. She's walking in at number 10. You have to say the game at this point beyond the reach of Bhutan, beyond the reach of Anju Gurung. 53 needed of the last 19 deliveries. And they only have 2 wickets in hand, Bhutan. So this is far from ideal for them. Bhutan's bowlers, of course, so impressive in that first innings. They started well. It looked like the game was just drifting away from them. But they limited Nepal to just 94 for 9. A really, really good death overs display from Bhutan. Once again, we've already seen an inside edge produce a wicket in this innings. It nearly happened yet again. In any case, that's the end of the 17th over, 42 for 8, Bhutan. You can't quite see it on your screens, but Khushi Sharma, Isha Oza warming up. I see Captain Chaya Mughal from the UAE. She's getting warm as well. The UAE, hot pre-tournament favorites. Rubina Chaitri has been marshalling the troops really, really well. The Nepal skipper made a good contribution with the bat as well. Here we go into the leg side. Apologies. Into the offside. A direct hit. Would have seen Anju Gurung fall short of her crease, but not to be. She's off the mark off her very first delivery. Plain a miss. Didi if you're the batter at this point, what sort of gaps are you trying to find in the field right now?
You know, bowlers from Nepal are really bowling more into the off stump line. So taking a chance going over the top of the offside, long off is empty, covers is empty. I mean, deep covers is empty. I mean, going for that area, going over the top would be a suggestful area to get more runs. And yeah,
Oh, and just as we were saying that, tries to go over the leg side and loses her middle stump. So just one wicket left now in the bank for Bhutan. The batter emerging from the dugout is Tashi Cheki. She's the only batter left. So yes, by process of elimination, you could probably figure that out. 44 for 9. 44 for 9 now, Bhutan. But Didi Mogan, as we can see, Tashi Cheki walking out to the middle. But I'm going to give you 10 out of 10 for your response just now. You have to go over the offside, mid-off in the circle, cover, extra cover, I beg your pardon, in the circle. You have to go over that region.
There's nothing to lose. You have to take the risk at the moment because looking at their batters, this is the last one. So you have to go. You have to go for it. Because opportunity to get a catch on the long off and also deep covers, it's very less.
Oh, big appeal. Could this be it? Yes, it is. Game over. Nepal win by 50 runs. Bhutan, 44 all out. They're bowled out with one delivery left in the 18th over. They're unable to bat out their full quota of 20 overs. And a big, resounding 50-run win for Nepal. A very, very strong statement that they've sent out to their competition in this group. Hong Kong's team dressed in casual clothes. They're not going to be in action today. They will be in action tomorrow. And without a doubt, Nepal's fielders, Nepal's bowlers have put the tournament on notice. Here we go, a quick match summary in the first innings. Nepal's woman, Kajal Shrestha, top scoring with 26. Indu Barma scoring 20. Rubina Chaitri, perhaps the pick of the batters. The skipper with 21 off 22. A total of 94 for 9 there for Nepal. And Bhutan's bowlers, of course, 4 for 13. For Sonam, this pick of the bowlers, Anju Gurung as well, 1 for 12 for the left armour. No wickets for the other 3 bowlers, as Nepal notched up 94 for 9. A very good closing overs display there from Bhutan. You thought they had a chance coming into the second innings. And as you can see, 13 extras there from Bhutan's bowlers.
That actually costs a lot for Bhutan, giving a lot of extras.
Absolutely. And with the bat, really nothing to speak of. Just one batter into double figures. Shering Zangmore, 16 off 28. As we take a look at Nepal's bowling card, 4 for 6 for Sangeeta Rai, cleaning up the tail towards the end. But the hard work was done by the seamers. 2 for 3 for Kabita Kunwar. Ashmina as well, 1 for 7. Sita Rana Magar, she had the ball on a string, 2 for 8 in her 4-over quota. So there you have it. Bhutan bowled out for 44. They lose this encounter by 50 runs. Nepal emerge victorious. A really polished effort with the ball and in the field. A quick match summary. Like we said, 94 for 9 for Nepal. They defended it and defended it with some aplomb. Just 4 extras in that second innings. And an important 2 points on the board for Nepal. I'm one of your 2 commentators for the day, Jay Dansagani. If you like what you've heard, you can always follow me on social media at Jay Dansagani. I'm sure you're watching this on CricTracker, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook or their official website. Give them a follow as well. And of course, follow the Malaysian Cricket Association and the Asian Cricket Council as well on social media. It's been my pleasure to bring this broadcast to you, and thank you so much to my co-commentator, Didi Mogan.
Thank you so much, Jay. This is my first time experience, like I said. I think looking forward to work with you after this, hopefully. Thanks for the experience. Thanks for your guidance. Thank you.
Absolutely, guys. And don't go too far because we're going to have the presentation ceremony and the player of the match ceremony shortly. So stay tuned and we'll get that to you as soon as possible, perhaps in the next 10 minutes. So yes, stay tuned.